What's up guys, my name is Ron from Comics and Stuff. Please consider hitting that subscribe and like button if you're enjoying the content. And yeah, this is why Disney should make a live action Gargoyles. Gargoyles was a series from Disney that first appeared in 1994, and one of the things that you first notice about Gargoyles is this amazing song. It was somber and epic and awesome, basically all rolled into one. It was composed by Carl Johnson, who happens to be a legend when it comes to composing music for animation. He's responsible for the music on Aladdin, the animated series, Animaniacs, and Pinky and the Brain. And I know as soon as I said that, the theme song to Pinky and the Brain probably played in your head. Heck, it'll probably still be playing in your head after the video is done. The introduction also featured a summary of the Gargoyles' origins, which was voiced by Keith David. And if you ever heard Keith David's voice, then you know just how menacing it could be. I mean, listening to his voice to this day still gives me goosebumps. But it wasn't just Keith David though. Gargoyles had a lot of amazing voice actors, with Star Trek alumni such as Marina Sirtis and Jonathan Frakes being part of the regular cast. Many more from Star Trek such as Brent Spiner, Cole Meany, Michael Dorn, and freaking LeVar Burton have also lent their talents to the show. I mean, the list is long guys. Really, check it out. Gargoyles was just an amazing show that was put together so well. If you guys got a Disney Plus account, then I suggest giving it a try. Here's a quick history on the Gargoyles. Their story begins in 994 AD. The Gargoyles were protectors of everyone that resided inside of Castle Wyvern. They would turn stone by day, or in other words sleep, which left them in a vulnerable state, but would also act as a healing factor, making them heal most wounds. So it's kinda like a double-edged sword. Aside from this cool ability, they also have enhanced strength and claws which allow them to scale up buildings, and they could also glide on wind currents of air. One day, the Vikings attacked the castle, but the Gargoyles managed to fend them off. The captain of the guard, who was quite fond of the Gargoyles, asked Goliath, their leader, to appear before the princess in order to be recognized for their bravery, but instead she kinda disses them. The captain of the guard didn't quite think this was particularly cool and hatches a plot with the Viking captain. He later on tells Goliath that the Vikings may attack again and he should take the Gargoyles and bring the fight to them. But he didn't want to leave the castle unprotected and decides to go after them with the help of another gargoyle. But before they leave, 3 other gargoyles and their watchdog get into a skirmish with some of the humans that are living there. Goliath isn't quite having that, so he sends them all down to the rookery until he returns. He then sets off to find the Vikings, but later realizes that they were falsely led and do not make it back in time before the sun rises. And this is when ish goes down. With the help of the captain of the guard, the Vikings easily overtake the castle and destroy the gargoyles that were there. They also kidnap the princess and her sorcerer the Magus. Goliath later on returns to the castles and sees the mayhem and sets out for revenge. He finds the Vikings, but while he's off rescuing the princess, the rest of his clan are turned to stone by the sorcerer the Magus. He does this because he believed that the princess was killed because of the gargoyles interfering, but in reality she's alive and well after Goliath rescues her, even though he doesn't get his chance on revenge by doing so. When Goliath sees what's left of his clan turn to stone at night, he tells the sorcerer to reverse the spell, but the Magus explains that the pages with the counterspell were burned and that the only way to break the spell was if the castle rose above the clouds. Goliath takes this hard, and after they set up the gargoyles in the castle, he asks for 2 favors: for the princess to watch over for the remaining eggs in the rookery, and for the Magus to cast his spell one more time. Fast forward to 1994, and billionaire playboy philanthropist David Xanatos, who's pretty much a Iron Man clone, takes the castle apart brick by brick and reassembles it on top of his skyscraper, thus breaking the spell. However, this is a very different world than the one they are accustomed, and one of the things that makes the show so cool is their interactions with today's technology. It's an intriguing concept and helps show the characters in a fun-loving light. They are the last of their kind, and these little moments make them more human and relatable. They then all choose names that are inspired by their new home in New York. There's Broadway, Brooklyn, Lexington, Hudson, and Bronx. But why should Disney make a live action Gargoyles? Other than magic and sorcery being a big thing because of Game of Thrones and Harry Potter? Well, there's also the Marvel connection. Back in 1995, Marvel actually published a non-canon Gargoyles comic book that ran for 11 issues. And although it's a small connection, it's still a connection. Disney is killing it with the Marvel movies. And having Gargoyles, a Disney property that was once a Marvel comic, on the big screen would be pretty cool. Disney loves to touch on our nostalgia strings, and to be honest, they're pretty dang good at it. I mean, look at the freaking top 30 movies of all time. 50% of it is like Disney. And lately it seems that they're going back into their library and just remaking everything. With Mulan and Little Mermaid being the next in line for the remake treatment, the well will sooner or later run dry. What do they got left? Pocahontas? Hercules? And maybe some direct to VHS movies like Return of Jafar? And if it isn't Kevin Sorbo, then I'm not interested in a live action Hercules. Then again, I might see it. It's still Disney. They rule the world, man. They rule the world. Also, Jordan Peele has expressed interest in making a live action Gargoyles, and with movies like Us and Get Out, he's more than capable of giving Gargoyles the treatment it deserves. But what do you guys think? With Disney Plus growing in subscribers and more people finally having a chance of seeing the show, would now be the perfect time to make a live action Gargoyles? It could be a movie, it could be a series. I just want more Gargoyles. Comment down below what you think, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button to keep up with everything here in comics and stuff. My name is Ron, and I'll check you guys next time.